I'm trying to set up the Uber because we made it to West Palm, 46 hours, 260 nautical miles. But now we've got to go get a COVID test, which I'm really not looking forward to. And it's drive-through, so we need to get an Uber to drive through the thing, get something shoved up our nose, and then come back.
I wonder if we can walk through the drive-thru. I used to do that as a kid, go to McDonald's at night.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Why not? What are you doing there?
I am trying to book us a COVID testing, and you've got to go on the CVS site and book one person at a time, so I'm just trying to figure out if we can both be around the same time, because it can take like up to 48 hours to get results.
This whole testing thing, man, it's so stressful. We don't know if we're gonna be allowed, well, we'll be allowed to test, but just the whole system is all messed up. We don't know if we technically need to be an American to test, at least for free, and if not, it's like $160. Our weather window is in 2 days, and if we don't catch that one, we're gonna have to retest.
Yeah, I've got us booked for tomorrow at 12:20 and 12:30. So now we've got to just take a deep breath. Everything's gonna be good. We're gonna get tested. We're gonna get our results in time. We're gonna go to the Bahamas. Life is going to be wonderful.
And
right?
If not, we'll just go to Cuba.
Yeah. Let's go get a burger and fries.
Yeah, good idea.
Just really kind of nice. Nice sitting outside.
We're on our way to do our COVID test, which we got another hour or so to get over there. It's like a 23-minute walk. Then we got to jump in an Uber to actually be able to go through the drive-thru, which is fine. Whatever, we'll get the test done. And we found this farmer's market, which we always love to stop at. Some of the stuff's a little pricey, but we got ourselves a little snack here, some cider donuts. They're delicious. They're nicely fresh baked. We got some little bit of dip here, some caramel stuff. That's awesome. Yeah. So what's up?
We are waiting for our test. Burger King is like just across from CVS, so got a fried drink, and then I'm gonna get in a Lyft ride to go through soon. Corey is really stressed, but I think he'll be all fine.
Adding new standard ride.
It's a bit of a process. We're giving all of our information, and he's getting everything ready, and it's gonna slide through a little door, and then we've got to shove it in our nose ourselves. Now we've got 1 to 2 days to wait, and we should get our results. So let's go home, I guess, now and wait. Last bit of provisioning before we cross over in the Bahamas. Couple of veggies. I already have quite a bit of them, so it's
That's all you ever do when you provision is just get veggies, right?
well, I've got all the non-perishable already on the boat, so it's just fresh stuff. And I've got tons of cheese. Let's go get eggs. This one is cheaper though.
There's the 18 pack.
Yeah.
We're getting some treats.
Yes, because we're going to be living off of fish, so trying to get a little bit of red meat before we head out. Yeah, I think that's good.
Just to clarify, Publix is probably not the best place to get this, but it's the most convenient for us. It's the closest to the docks and stuff.
Walking distance, and we only need a couple of things. It's not worth getting an Uber to go to like Walmart or something further. So last bit of pork and beef things.
Cool. Should be good. While we were coming in to anchor the other day, we hit this piece of 2x4, which is actually kind of convenient. We grabbed it because we needed a longer piece that we hadn't found yet to secure all our diesel tanks and stuff, because up till now they've just been resting on the lifeline, and it'd be nice that they weren't pushing against our spinnaker pole, or sorry, our whisker pole. So we're gonna cut this and then lash it to the lifelines, or to the stanchions. Gorgeous. Now we can tie to something a little more solid than our lifeline. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's official. I have our clearance form, so we are allowed to leave the US to go to the Bahamas. It's gonna be really different. Usually we didn't even have to do anything to leave the country, but this year they actually wanted us to physically go to the airport to get the paperwork. We're already ready! Actually, we are not quite ready. We are going to be leaving for the Bahamas in the middle of the night, so we're cleaning up everything on deck, making sure everything's ready. Gonna put some of the anchor chain away. And always secure your anchor when you're sailing, because you don't want to lose it. I've heard of people just losing their anchor while sailing.
That's one thing we should add, actually. We were meant to add a U-bolt down there and secure the other end of the anchor chain. And I forgot to do it, so we got to do that at some point. Are you excited?
I'm so excited! Actually, some of the stress now is kind of gone, because
we got our COVID test back, and I'm negative!
woohoo! I'm still waiting on mine. Finally got the results from the CVS, so we both tested negative. Took me 2 hours later to get my result for some reason, but we're both good. And then I went online and applied for the... He's loud. And then I went online and applied for the Bahamas travel health visa. So you've got to enter all your information of where you're going to be going, which port you're going to enter, where you're leaving from, upload a PDF of your negative test results, and send everything online, then wait for them to get back to you, which happened super fast. Like half hour later I had everything back, and then they wanted $60 each, which is gonna cover us for any like COVID emergency stuff or having to go away, as well as our second test of COVID in the Bahamas. So we're all good to go, good to cross.
So what are you making for supper?
I'm making breakfast for supper. Asparagus, because I brought some asparagus in Jacksonville and they're starting to be not the nicest looking, so trying to eat those up with eggs and toast.
Yum yum.
And I think I'm gonna go to bed early tonight because we are gonna be leaving at like 1 in the morning.
And I don't think I'm going to bed. I'll sleep on the passage.
So I think we're gonna be leaving at 12 o'clock tonight, because if we sail all the way from here to Port Lucaya, it's like 17-hour kind of sail at 5 knots. So that's gonna be a long crossing, and we don't really want to show up at night over there, so we'd rather just like show up earlier, ideally. But we were also thinking of potentially stopping at West End, but the problem over there is that we can't really get the BTC SIM card, which we need internet because we're gonna have to check in with the Bahamas government every single day to complete a little like health questionnaire for the first 14 days of our stay. So we need internet, and as well to upload the videos. So it's kind of tricky deciding where we want to go, especially that Wednesday it's going to be blowing pretty strong from the south. And Grand Bahama, it's all the ports are on the south side and it's quite exposed, so that's why we're like thinking of Lucaya, because it would be more protected inside.
All the ports that have BTC anyway.
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, but I didn't even sleep before leaving. I thought I would, but don't park at the dock in West Palm Beach. It's really loud, even on a Monday. There's people that keep walking and talking, so...
Singing?
Yeah, singing and turning on music. I'm like, quiet, you people. I just want a little bit of sleep.
Yeah, you can sleep on the way.
Yeah. But we're going.
I'm ready. The wind's not ready. Seems like as soon as we're ready to leave, the wind dies off completely. So hopefully we get some out there, but it's a bit of a bummer because I don't really want to motor the whole way. And we knew the winds were going to be light, but I didn't think, actually at this point they were still supposed to be up a little bit. So we'll see, I guess. We might end up motoring a lot more than we had anticipated. But yeah, let's get going. Alright, let it off and just let off some slack and just see where it goes. Perfect. Yeah. Well, this is nice. The current is just taking us away. Beautiful. Whoop. Yes, please. How nice is that? When the
That's like the way you want to leave a dock. You're not even.
My dock.
That's our last dock.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Making our way, waiting on the bridge, and the wind is so dead. I'm so bummed out. I knew it was going to be light, but I didn't think it was going to be completely dead. I thought we'd get a little boost from sails. And actually the wind was looking like it was going to be nicer more recently, but anyway, you deal with what you got. We got to get over it. You know, if we didn't have this whole COVID test thing that we had to make sure to get there before the 5 days, I probably wouldn't leave today, to be honest with you. It's way too light, but who knows, it might be nice out there. We might get more wind out there. Let's fingers crossed. Bahamas, here we come! Goodbye, US! Well, one sec, I gotta turn into it more. It's coming more from the south.
Good morning. We are in the middle of the Gulf Stream, in the middle of nothing. I don't see the US or the Bahamas, just nothing. But we have light. The sun is about to rise, and Corey's been driving most of the night. I've been super tired, but I didn't really sleep that much, unfortunately. Usually I fall asleep really quickly, but not tonight. Anyways, I still rested a little bit. So now Corey's down below, and there's like no wind. The sails are just like poo, poo, just like moving. So they're not really trimmed that well for where the wind's coming from right now, but it's just everything slamming around. So just get the sail up for looks, I guess, because we're mainly motoring really. It's so light, it's crazy. But the water is getting like really, really blue because I can actually see it now. funny. Just get hit by that little squall. Really didn't last long, just enough to get everything soaked. Luckily, I could see some sort of line on the water. I'm like, ooh, I think there's something coming our way. So I just threw all the cushions down below and my book. But then the auto just couldn't quite handle the little bit of wind, which wasn't even that much. So I had to start driving in the rain and then finally stabilized it and ran downstairs to get my jacket. There we got the beautiful rainbow and now the sun is shining again. Finally, under sail only.
Bahamas ho! We see Bahamas. It's very nice. We're super stoked about it. We pretty much motorsailed most of the way other than a couple hours. And the wind's been so light, I'm not super stoked on it, but we made it. That's what matters. And the water's getting bluer by the second.
We're almost at west end on Grand Bahama Island. So I think it's time to take down the US flag and put our quarantine flag, which is really appropriate in this time. Kind of funny.
What's she doing?
I'm getting ready to go in the water. It's so exciting.
I'm gonna jump in, I'm dying. It's so hot. I think I might have got stung by a jellyfish.
Okay, that means that's what it was. I got stung too. So
Yeah.
how's the anchor?
Look at my nipple.
Ow.
Little lines. The anchor's good. There's not a whole lot of sand, so it's kind of on its side, but it's dug in. And we got like 10 feet of decent sand before we get to some rocky bits. And we got tons of chain, so we're not even putting much force on the anchor right now. But I don't think I'd want to anchor in this spot in heavier winds. You can do it.
Hey, when we showed up in the beginning, it was kind of juicy. Perfect. Thanks. We're checked in. We have officially cleared into the Bahamas. It was a lot of paperwork, but super easy. Everyone's super friendly here at West End. And it took us only 11 hours and 44 minutes to make it here. A lot of motor sailing and 2 hours of sailing. Woohoo! And we've got our fishing license.
Gonna catch some big ones.
We went for a little stroll around the old Bahama Bay Resort and Marina and met back up with two couples which we first had met at West Palm Beach aboard SB Spirit Bird and SV Turned Out. It was nice to finally enjoy the Bahamian beaches and crystal clear water.
Champion supper here in Bahamas. First night. We were gonna make steaks, but they were frozen, so hot dogs it is. And we're high class. We don't use simple buns. We use bread slices.
Butter something bread slices.
What do you got in this pot?
Okay, this is the fancier part of the supper, cauliflower. And by the way, we anchored right across from the Grand Bahama Resort where you have to do your check-in with customs.
Woo!
And the anchorage is, it's rolly. Quite rolly.
It is flat water up there, yet it's somehow rolly. But that's okay. It's free. It's not $60.
That's it. So here for the night and then we'll take off tomorrow morning.